everyone. And you know what? This is such a beautiful morning. This is actually the first day of the show. Thank you for coming in. Well, before we do that, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Thank you for making the last year for, Rhea and I, like this show would not be possible without all of you. So we really want to thank you for always tuning in, for always coming back to listen, learn, and grow, because this is what it's all about. And we are hoping that 2024, you truly are going to be changing in every way of the word. As you know, I've explained as to what the format of the show is. I talk about mindset, Rhea talks about real estate, and how both of us are bridging the gap between how you can have a successful life. So without further ado, Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And today, what we want to talk about is basically, we're just going to be going over as to what we're going to be doing, like behind the scenes of what's going to happen with the show and how we're going to truly help you so that you truly are just going to have an amazing 2024. So anyway, I really wanted to just come on and just wish you all a very happy New Year's.
Likewise, I'd like to greet our listeners and viewers a happy New Year. I hope you had a fun, safe, peaceful, blessed New Year, celebrating it with your loved ones. We did, Alka and I, we certainly had, and we hope that you had a beautiful New Year celebration with your family and loved one as well. So Thank you for tuning in to our Alka and Rhea show.
I mean, you know what, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, spending time with your loved ones, because, we just can't get more of that, spending time. But, you've spent the quality time, that's what's more important. So that's amazing, amazing, right?
What I learned, what I learned is that time you can never ever get back. Money you can get back. There's a lot of ways to get income, but once time is spent, once time has passed, no matter if you're a billionaire or poor pauper, you cannot bring back that time. So if you had a wonderful New Year celebration, I'm glad you did, because we certainly did. And this is why you're viewing to our show, because we want to impart with you how we were able to spend our time with our family and loved ones.
Exactly. And you know what? I just wanted to tag on that time, because I was just driving back this morning, and I was just, all of a sudden, it just made me realize about time, how precious time is, and how precious time is, it's a very important commodity that we have, and not to be taken for granted, because as you said, Rhea, time once gone does not come back. It doesn't matter what you do. You can never bring back time, because time is always constant, right? Time is constant. We are chasing after time. But that's again another thing, and that's another conversation for another time, is are we chasing after time, or is time chasing after us? So that's another segment for another time. But Rhea, absolutely, time, it is so important to not take it for granted.
That's
right. Even if you have the time with spending time with your family, even that is a very, very important, and not to even take that for granted, because many people can easily take that for granted. What's your views on that?
I'm very grateful, as a real estate investor, as an apartment landlord, over the years, as we grew and built our business. I remember during the holiday, Christmas and New Year, in fact, because I'm in Pennsylvania, and it really gets very cold here, and we have sub-freezing temperatures, where it's 32 degrees on the holiday. And I remembered over the years, as we grew and built our business, is that I get called a lot of times on the holiday. It always happened on a holiday. It always happened on a weekend. And when you have a weekend, when you have a holiday, there's not a lot of contractors that you can call on. But so you got to do whatever it takes to take care of your tenants. And I remembered, the past several Christmas, the past several New Year, my parents were here, and I could not bring them to church, because what was I doing on a Christmas day? I was thawing pipes, because it was, very cold here. It was below freezing, 32 degrees and lower. So I was thawing pipes in the morning, and even I tried to do it as fast as I can. The pipes were just not thawing. It was not, getting to where it would flow back the water. So I'm like, oh my gosh, there's got to be a better way for me to, handle these holidays. And the only way that I realized for me to handle the holidays, if there's any problem, is to have, economy of scale, to have more apartment units. Because then when I have more apartment units, now I have a team employed, right, in my apartments that I can call on anytime. See, right now I'm relying on my contractors, 1099 contractors, and they are not available because they're also spending their time with their family. They may not be available because they're also taking care of other landlords of other homes too. It's not just I that own a home. There's several of us that owns home, and I'm not the only one affected by the freezing temperature. If I'm affected, a lot of property owners are also affected. And there's only a few 1099 contractors. So what I learned that I wanted to impart with you is you got to grow and scale your business so that you have employees that can work for you 24/7. You can multiply your time by having employees that would lend you their time, and you in turn would give them the money, right? Their income for them trading their time to work for your business. So that's my lesson.
Exactly, trading type of money. Well, Ria, anyway, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Wish the audience a Happy New Year. Want to wish you a very Happy New Year, and hope, you had a great Christmas, which sounds like you did. You had a great Christmas and, spent the time with your family. Amazing.
Yep, quality time.
Quality time, exactly. Okay, so let's talk about, I just wanted to just have this conversation and just have this time so that, the year that we've been doing this show has truly just been quite remarkable.
It has quite been a journey. That is correct.
Yes, right. But the journey always starts with 1,000 steps, and there's a quote. It's a Chinese proverb that journey of 1,000 steps. You're always constantly building. You're building a foundation, just like in the medical term. The amino acids are building blocks of protein. And so we are all building. And this show that you and I have just created, and I was just reflecting on this, just coming back from my trip, is that, how amazing how we met, first of all, and then how the progression of the show came about.
That is correct. Right? It was not long ago. It was, everything happened in COVID, right?
Yes.
Everything happened in COVID.
Would you say March or April? Would you say March, April time?
Probably around that time frame. Summer. All I could remember. Summer, when everybody was all in tune into their computers. We were, everyone was told to stay at home. And so this is the birth of the Alka and Ria show. Alka and I have the same mentor. And so we followed the mentor. That's how we came to know each other. And through that, we collaborated in bringing you our knowledge. Just like Alka said, she brings her the mindset, and I bring the real estate into the group. And so we've been doing this since the birth of COVID.
Wow. So, there's a lot of things, people say, oh, COVID, when people reflect, and it's sometimes, when I look back at, COVID, when I had my first business was I was a gym owner, and people ask me, well, how was that for you? How was it, when I sold at the end of 2021. So we were still in that COVID, in the pandemic period as well. But it is so interesting that how COVID, really has taught us skills, number one. Then COVID really helps people to come together as well. If you're forming any kind of alliance, any kind of collaboration, COVID, we have to thank COVID for some things, because I think it's really very good. Like as you said, it was March, April, that time. Then look as to what we've done, how we've accomplished in growing the show.
It's always like how we look at obstacles. Do we see the obstacles as hindrances that would prevent us from doing something? Or do we look at as the obstacles as a building, as a step to move forward, right? Because if you have an obstacle right in front of you, if you have like a big rock in front of you, are you able to climb up that rock and go on the other side of the rock? And so for what you and I did is we used that rock, that hindrance, to move forward, to get on the other side, which is uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable for me to speak in public, to be doing this show. But as time goes on, just like with being an apprentice or a student, the first thing really is the starting point is the hardest. When you do the repetition, when you do 1,000 kicks of the same kick every time, that's where you build the mastery. And so now it's very comfortable for me to speak to you in front. And that's why, there's always good and bad. It's just how our mindset, how do we look at the obstacle? Do we use it to propel us? Do we use it as a positive? That negative can turn into positive. So it's always about the mindset and how we tackle things along action with mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always your perspective. Either we can look at anything that we haven't done. We can always look at it so we all have our individual perspectives, whether we look at it the negative perspective or a positive, connotation as to how we can see that. Right, so we all have a choice as to what we do. But you just made a point, and it's also looking back as to is your glass half empty or half full? Right, and that is also the same thing, the same analogy, that if your glass is half full, that means you have an open mind. If your glass is half empty, then you have a fixed mindset.
So or a scarcity mindset.
Or a scarcity mindset, yes. Scarcity mindset, and that, and I was just having this conversation about, a fixed mindset, a growth mindset, and what that really entails. And I think, so coming back to the show as to what we did and what we have achieved this past year, I would say, it's just amazing. I mean, when we just had just a concept, it was just a concept phase, when you and I began talking about it, how we met, like you said, but then when we talked about it, and then how we brought everything together, because you and I, and I think also what happens is you can have a vision. You gotta have a vision to see, okay, how is this going to look like, right? And then you and I had that. We had a vision. We saw, okay, what's going to happen? How is it going to unfold? So I think, for that past year, it's just been, quite a journey, for sure.
And a lot of times, right, even if the picture of your vision is not complete, just take the first step. Just take the action. It's always about progress. I've learned over the years that it's not about perfection, because your goal, your vision can always change. But taking that first step is the hardest. So just go ahead and just do it. And then always just course correct when the time comes, because like I said, the vision always changes. So you just learn how to pivot and course correct when the time comes. But take the first move. Whatever it is you want to do, just take the first move. First step.
Exactly. Take the first move because you won't know. And that's why I always learned as well that if I want to do something, I'm talking about in my past, a mindset that if I wanted to do something, I would always second guess. And this is what I always did. I always second guess and I always said, oh, I don't think, I can do this. I don't think I'll be able to accomplish this. Or, so many of this, mind chatter that we all have every single time. And I'm sure the viewers can relate as to what do you do? What do you do in that moment that you want to have a successful day at work? Right? You've got tasks that you want to do and you're going to get through it. But the moment you are asked to do that particular task, do you say to yourself, oh, I don't think I can do this. Maybe I'll just tell my boss I don't want to do it. So that was me. That was me. And I always would want to attempt to do something. But then the minute I attempted, then my mind would go into that race and say, no, 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 wait a minute. No, I can't do this. I won't be able to complete this. I won't be successful. Oh my gosh, the number of times that's happened. And then I just had to like course correct and just reverse engineer it and say, hey, wait a minute, what am I doing? And so this is exactly what's happening. This is what we're exactly saying is that don't let that affect what you have, what you want to do. So yeah, that first step is always the hardest, always.
That's correct. Just like with buying apartments, right? Don't be intimidated by the big sticker price, right? Because it doesn't mean that you're gonna buy it. For example, if you're looking for properties and you say, oh my gosh, that's so expensive, 500,000 or $10 million, just look at it. We're only looking, we're only just window shopping. I'm only window shopping. And then try to see, talk to a realtor, have you bring her to the property and take a look at it. Because when you do these steps, then you realize, oh, okay, what else do I need to do? And having that conversation with a realtor then makes you think of other things. We call it black swan, things that you do not know exist. Only when you talk to somebody, only when you read things that you're able to understand, oh, I didn't even thought about it, not after the fact that I talked to the realtor. So just take that first step. Don't overthink it. Do I need an LLC? How am I going to pay for it? Just go look at it. It's called window shopping. You're not buying it, just looking. And then after that conversation with the realtor, then, ideas may come up on how you're going to buy it, on what you can do to either rent it out, do as a short-term rental, Airbnb.
Right.
So just take first step.
Window shopping, exactly that first step, just window shop. It's not that you're committed, you're not committing to doing or buying anything. It's just window shopping. Window shopping. And yeah, I love that. And also that, window shopping also gives you opportunities, also gives you like, okay, well, coming up with a budget, for example. Okay, if you see something that the property is attractive and you like it, well, it's not to say there and then you might want to put a deposit on. No, you're just window shopping for now. But then when you window shop, that's with anything, not just properties, is with anything, you want to give it time and you want to make sure that it is the right thing that you are going to go after. So Ria, I love this. I love that the year has gone by so quick. Isn't it amazing how, as they say, time flies when you're having fun?
I know.
Right?
And the beauty of it, right? If our viewers and listeners, how we tell them about writing our goal on a piece of paper, right? And my video.
Oh, I can't see because of
So at the end of the year, what you can do is if you write down your goal, short-term and long-term goal on a piece of paper, you can always look back and see how far you've come, right? What were your goals 1 year ago? Did you hit your goals? There is a saying that, hey, dream big, you can dream for the stars. You might not get to the moon or the stars, but you won't wind up with the mud either. That means, if this is the floor, if this is mud and this is the stars, and you want to reach the stars, you can end up right here. If you're always just trying to, do action, you're the progress, right? You might not get the star, but hey, you're better off here than the floor, than the mud. Better here.
Yeah, exactly. You may not hit the stars, but you'll hit the moon. Moon is actually better than reaching the stars. But you know what? That if that's your aim, that's your goal, that's what you should do. But Ria, you know what? So I think this is really good. I think I love it. I think the year that we've been doing the show really has just been phenomenal. So let's talk about what do you think are some of the changes? Because obviously we'll just do a very quick call today, but I just want to just touch on, how we'll be just doing the show. We've been running it beautifully, and I just love, the concept that you and I come from. Me, I talk about mindset, and you talk about real estate. So I do love that, duality that's going on. So I just wanted to know as to if you think, the format, you want to, how we could elaborate more on, you think?
Well, we can also ask our viewers and listeners what they would like for us to do. So let me know in the comment section below what you would like 𝗥𝗵𝗲, what you would like me to do too as well, so that we can share whatever it is you like, because at the end of it, it's you, our viewers, it's you, our listeners, that we are serving. This is why we're here. It's to serve you guys. So if you know what you would like for us to do for a future show, for a future episode, let us know. Always reach out. Either you can send us a message or comment on our show.
Exactly. Let us know. Let us know as to what topics of interest would interest you, and then we'll just go ahead and serve you the best way possible that we know. And so I think that's such a great, that'd be great, so that we can have your feedbacks. Based on your feedbacks with the conversations, the topics that you want Ria and I to talk about, then that is amazing. So go ahead, do that, put that in the comments and let us know. Ria, that's amazing. You know what? 2024, I'm just so looking forward to seeing how this show is going to evolve. Looking forward to really serving the viewers the best possible that we are doing. So it's amazing. Can't wait.
Can't wait too. So now, because it's the new year, they say you have New Year's resolution. So hopefully you guys have it, and you are getting those things done one number at a time. Get those bucket lists checked off.
Exactly. Check them off as you go along, because it's the best way. Check them off. Whatever goals you have written down, check it off. So in this way, okay, you are one step ahead of the curve, and then 2024 is just going to be very smooth sailing. So Ria and I, we appreciate each and every one of you for always coming on, being with us every morning. It's just a very warm and cozy and fuzzy feeling when you are here with us. And we so truly appreciate each and every one of you who come back to listen, learn, and grow. Well, guys, let's make 2024 the best year possible for each and every one of us. Great health, wealth, and success in every way. So we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of 𝗥𝗵𝗲 and Ria Show. Thank you, everyone, for always being here with us. Love you, and have a great day. Ria?
Thank you, 𝗥𝗵𝗲. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode.
See you then. Bye, guys. And as always, you know what? Write your goals and make this year an amazing year. And we'll see you all soon. Make the rest of the day the best of your day. Let's go, everyone.